Being a creative adult is realizing that inspiration almost never arrives when it's convenient. It'll show up while you're folding laundry, making dinner, or 5 minutes before you're supposed to be asleep. Suddenly, you have the greatest idea you've ever had, and now you're frantically typing notes into your phone in the dark with the same energy you had as a kid reading under the covers with a flashlight. Nobody tells you that a big part of being creative is simply becoming a collector of tiny ideas and trusting that they'll still make sense to you later. I've found I've needed to accept some small truths in life. I'll never be the kind of person who wakes up at 5 a.m. and drinks a green smoothie while working out. I start my mornings with an ambitious to-do list and then proceed to emotionally negotiate with all of it. The snooze button is one of the most dangerous inventions of all time. A short warm-up drawing is perfect for getting ideas flowing and my fingers moving. It is basically yoga. My version of productivity is much slower. Sitting quietly for a few minutes. Starting my day gently instead of urgently. Then I spend an alarming amount of time rearranging my desk, organizing supplies, and making a cup of tea before I actually start creating. Sometimes the creative process looks suspiciously like procrastination, because it is. I like to think I procrastinate in like a charming artistic way, but I've learned to embrace it. We're not just making art, we're making a little environment that feels safe enough to create in. Sometimes setting the mood is part of the work. No one talks about how hard it is to learn how to make things even when your life is very adult-shaped. There are dishes to wash, clutter to put away, and errands to run. Creativity doesn't always fit neatly into a schedule. Sometimes all you have time for is a quick doodle during your lunch break. It teaches you that a meaningful creative life isn't built from huge bursts of productivity. It's built from lots of small moments of showing up. My natural state is trying to do everything at once. My brain loves to go in dozens of different directions and then act surprised when nothing gets finished. I try to actively pick one or two important things and focus on those first. Sometimes the overwhelm gets so loud, I have to write down even the smallest of tasks. It really isn't about becoming some endlessly inspired artist. It's about learning to stay focused and curious. It's about keeping a little corner of yourself that still wants to make things for no reason at all. To draw something silly, to try a new hobby, to make something even if it's a little ugly. I like to make ordinary tasks feel a little more enjoyable. We underestimate how much our environment affects our willingness to begin. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I don't trust anyone that can fasten their fitted sheets on the first try. I get exhausted from trying to optimize every minute. I find it's kinder to create habits that feel sustainable. Productivity isn't really about doing the most things possible. It's about building a life that has enough space for both your responsibilities and your little joys. I'm sure you've heard the phrase romanticizing your life. It's a learned skill to make the most out of small moments. It is like a spooky gothic novel outside today, and I am here for it. It's about opening the windows, making my morning coffee in my favorite mug. Giving ordinary things your full attention makes them feel bigger than they are. Adding small touches of intention to everyday life. I avoid using the overhead lighting as much as humanly possible. I put lamps everywhere. It's for aesthetics, but I also have blue eyes that are very light sensitive. Did I make this art? No, I cut it out of a Better Homes and Gardens magazine. I've been trying to create more art from everyday life. I think it's important to give yourself a metaphorical pat on the back when you deserve it. I got this collar with a remote for Dorothy because she tends to bark way too much or eat things outside that she's not supposed to. It's working a little too well. How do I explain to you? If there is an intruder, you do have my permission to bark. And that's the thing I've been learning lately. A creative life isn't built out of giant life-changing moments. It's built out of tiny things that almost don't seem important enough to matter. The 5-minute scribble, the idea you write down at midnight, the little rituals that make you feel a bit more like yourself. I spent a long time thinking I needed to become a more disciplined person who owns matching workout sets and wakes up before the sun. So I have a little bit of homework for you this week. Pick one ordinary thing that you already do every day and make it 5% more magical. Drink your coffee by the window. Use the good pen. Carry a tiny notebook with you. Just give yourself one small moment that feels intentionally yours. And if you do, I'd love for you to tell me about it in the comments. We could all use more ideas for making ordinary days feel a little brighter. Until next time, take care of yourself, make something for no reason at all, and don't forget to collect a few tiny ideas along the way.